OKFM 101.7.
Lawyer Godwin Edwigi Tamaklu, Aide, Edima former President Mahama, was signed a private legal practitioner. Why in a watching?
Welcome, and obey Major so Major HR okayfm for now, so and able producers. Welcome.
Yet, now, Josuna Bocodie.
Obwadie Adaroma, a Hoya Pan.
Mabawun channel pay my yenny and como. Sir, Akyems Sakawa boys issue, acquires a border suja. A war now peja, a war ne conano dano. What is Sir Akyems youth for a year demonstration, sir? A Bayanka, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, Wame Pacho. Na one Pacho on Susua, more Suachim Muswa campaign. We see wa. Na yatise ye man peninsula kasa se obi ni obetimi aban na obi ama we se mo nsi ba bia emeye campaign enu ne sa de ade wogi sanse mi sei ena ebi no so kra argument ni se oh se eja wom eyesi ahenefo o wa akopɛ vote wom nkyɛn ti se nko wom se eja wakasa ma ne tia wom ebi kra won kasa ma ne tia ba anu brebre ma ba to eja nka apo wom kyɛwa se na nka sumdue Abba, o ma ba ko pani atimi enkomo yi o gine sei
Yo grandpa me da sibio first of all so we obi bone na yo why me bone no dey wo ho kwan so to me ka so bone amaya ti no be dey me so fa me bone che na o de chopa e dey ama na wo ko wenim in this particular instance John Dramani Mahama on year action for Bonnet. Never. Mama Ama Maka was a platform where so say John Dramani Mahama throughout the 4 years in power. The Attorney General Yama Marietta Brew appear upon Ochi Ma the director your manifesto obia or coordinated with Professor Danso Boafo or ni Victor Smith Emmanuel na or ambassador or high commissioner to UK or be a ofiku krantumi which powerful action for na omo John Dramani Mahama abemo nti oyobia opo action for na. In this particular case, like we've all made it clear, a idea na efa Akyems Sakawa boys and grandpa. Na sanko fono sebio omunim omuhu. Se mekasio an Italian mafioso. No akujina baby so because maka Italian mafioso no, it means all Italians are mafia. Then it is your problem with comprehension. What you say? Then your problem is one of comprehension or mischief. Is either a problem with comprehension or mischief? Two. Welcome, John Dramani Mahama. Obia the politics from 1996 to date. Obia or Trini Pabano on Yenchinche on Tisanado Danko Kufado. Obia Nimsenana, the politics is one characterized by tension, division, vindictiveness. That is the politics. Sebi, Black Army. Kwabna Japan, 1996. Anana, a year, say, or lady NPP. Kwabna Japan, Nana Dinim.
Oh, yes.
Yes, Kwabna Japan. No, they didn't him.
Yeah.
Nona Gabinum, no more brooch. One a Jinamu Amanana. Look, me were picture there before another embarking on the campaign. Na Kwabna Ejna, the map of Ghana, our channel, the villages, where we go, do this, do that. Satan no Krana Kwabna supported President Kufo. He supported Nanado Danko Kufado. Can you imagine, say, fast forward, a bin much me manipulating Nana, Emanana beji to Muse, Kwabna Penasem. And then ship now sink here, you know. One cover Kwabna je Japan so on beka campaign who you. One we say ye can say Kwabna di nechi on nam.
I say black Kwabna Jinechi.
But I say
Ayi mia me black Kwabna Japan wodi nana echi. Wonderful.
Campaign all ye were born half for nyina. Kwabna di nechi.
Oh wow.
Yes,
say that na down for no da.
Pictures no. I will send it to you.
Na down for no da. Ni twetwe mu twopa.
Me say satam na Kwabna edi na nechi no. Na gabi no mu abrochire. And ne hwede omudi ye Kwabna because e bi no call manipulating and actually say oh on pewasem crack and emu aye dia sheep na sinki aye no wakofa na aba
emu be ade de chese mu aye den me ba jo ayi lawyer ade de chese mu aye den eye campaign e na mu nyina mo ye
o say me am senior brother na na komia kra say yes ya ko pene say o me sati enko
oh debi na woni say na udie we de enya say me ka bia ma na komia e wo so okọ ho na e ho niema nye ho saa e ma se edu ba bi kwa no anu wa ya ma ba se aba
e campaign no atozium
sa
te say no de akoba nyina no say ship no akofo it is drowning it is gone it na say omunko fa sankrofo ni nyina bra na incumbent political party or year press conference everyday press conference against an opposition leader. It is only a party or a G3. A party or a desperate. Sebi brother, let me give you one simple analogy before I obey. Sebi. Men's good for at the cracker at the court Ghana police say omo pay notification say omeye the mokakra at the commensurate and yomabia akoso. Ghana police actually am almost saying dia on so because of COVID-19 in some ana
yeah matibisa
tell you yenu anoma omo ye sa ye kire ewo chebi ni asamankese what the COVID-19 di ho because efa na do danko ekufa do wunti no ye ma omo kwan se omo de omo betimi akoye ye kire Adena won spite lawyer
Adena won spite the police mum for that so I call it
Brahma Sebio say oda na you ato one tia o sorry so who say former for
and you be say former for pa brutal
na ye ka say anamontua na do danko kufado e the other persons look e binu kra tro some person here demonstration because of Ejapa DE, Ejaboni DE. Police for actual mom say nya dia o memo mo kwan. It is Sebio and citing COVID-19 any sense. Sebio ye nuanoma omo de omo ye sa demo ya omo ye wo asamankese any chebi. Omo de COVID-19 any wana. So even the laws of this country, we are applying it selectively. Sefa Nanado danko ekufa do ho a there is a way you use it. Na unim ba kwa me Ghana nyina ye dia o anything na John Dramani Mahama waka say first of all the 1992 constitution allow for freedom of movement and in fact under the old the chieftaincy act na ohene eto nsa from no ankokura na it became a crime. Now, Nigerian for at the Assembly Supreme Court on the basis of the constitutional right of free movement, that law was struck down. It will be a new kind. Now, Sebio, Ujna or Chiman, Ekasio, me Major Mahama Ba. Send me a chino, Bisubet Nabole, Akasio Mama and Penim Baonum. And can you imagine the country that will be building? Chaos. It's in a war who will feed to say okayfm platform. Say the metro. So we use this platform. We are cancer match from say Sana Montono Mutunu at the my say any man boy and the beba. Because Sekobasi obi bia owo ni krom e bet natural man penny and opposition leader say what the young person will back your chroma. Can you imagine what will happen in this country? Chaos. So that request, first of all, irresponsible. Now, DLC and so. Two, the overlord, the occupant of the Ofori penny stew.
Yeah.
Yen na yenim nana mwetia. Sebe se na John Dramani Mahama edi na no edi etia achimfo nyina. You will be the first person to complain. Sanko for ya almost yes a demonstration. Omo MPP for ye nuanom MPP for ye no man dey ya hwibom. Ye politics eya manyo. Me no mo ye. Me man catch us say bra kwame. Look, we have credible intel. HSA. The whole conversation for the MPP no say there's significant apathy in their strongholds. And so Yamanana who say the only way he can wipe up that way, leave that apathy, say, obey using sentimental issues, tribal issues. Anything on a Catholic bishops nation, I know, Oko complaining, say, instead of telling the Catholic bishop the truth, say, me, any minuanoma, hijacking Ghana. Your royalties no na omode enye achimfo nyina na saka sanoka what dey na naka e osio se erono na okoka sembi krafa northerners ho a na nka do be uproar in this country. What then owo efa northerners a opeso onka no bekwa mi sao what exactly does he have about northerners as oka it will lead to an uproar? He should say it. Anything American say, Sebi, and now you can say, there are serious bread and butter issues. They call launching a manifesto. And I say, Okada riders, and Bra HE, call 1FM station, but share young men and women of this country, echo budget and so. Because back on me, Sebi, me no can say, the Okada ecosystem, comprises Okada riders. Plagia, Abuboya, Mahama Kambu, some Kofuina. Two, dependent. Okada rider be our Bushia or show.
And before say a friend a mobile mabe queen pa. Go wait to other Omuque. Now, ye legalize Omu. I feel Sasa no Mayanka. A great P, even head on coalition in cars. Sebi. Independent.
Oh, nipa udie. Mo FM, mo report research to where a huge accident is a Okada riders. Why are we doing this to ourselves?
And yeah, Mamma,
maybe more important. The other say, and now you can say a teacher for, a soldier for, a police for, will be to talk Okada at the my young men and women are almost. Ena yewo assembly planter almost who say jumano. So the Okada ecosystem no so obia aje sa manifesto we no so yemi anom MPP fo no majinam your manifesto kromo friend Okada manifesto nana do danko ekufa do kujina simpie so e ka se o dan John Mahama de e populist we na all ye e think can say MPP fo o ma se sa ma no say omu stakeholder engagement na omu legalize it. And Amaka say sheep no dear a pastor.
Na mami fa we ntwam da no mo manifesto mu no mo ka say free senior high no mo be extend ya na cover private schools. Na ye no mo nyamfo say HMS abosudi nkomo no wo se wo hwe article 25 clause 2 no ya de na e ma kwan say yeah, this state resources ebe fund a private school so one de a profit making entity, whereas our public school no non-profit making sound come away within the one year and I say at the end of class so entrenched. And so why do we have to go na yakoye entrenched ni kakra na kiyantu yabu na kiyenye complete overhaul of the whole thing, even if you percent you capture private schools for no was our free senior high school no more. We as a lawyer, I would say yes.
Honorable Chairman Sabonso, I am a convenient politician. When they suit him, he says what it pleases. We will not take a lesson on constitutional matters from him. 7. 2. Brakwame. NHIS. Yenfan called private hospitals. National Health Insurance. Yenfan called private hospitals.
But Mranama whole quintia.
So is Parliament not there to make the law?
And trench inside Yabako referendum.
What? It took us less than 6 months to do an amendment of our constitution to create new regions. Anna.
Yeah.
So what are we talking about?
Okay.
Yenny can say Brakwame said you. A teacher for more private SHS. Omunjua taxes.
Wamutia.
Private SHS. Omunjua taxes.
Wamutia.
Corporate tax and income. Omunjua bi.
Wamutia, but Wamun Susanya profit. A profit making organization.
No, it matters not.
Okay.
A Ghana and Mofra. Any can say. Yenny association for Nanya Kutan with ye. We share our numbers, particularly in deprived communities. Brakwame, sebi. Who allow a Mofra placement in those, and they have the facilities. They have the facilities, Brakwame, and sometimes our facilities no crano a bit better than some of the public schools. And no, and John Dramani Mahama, in the process of the Speak Out campaign, in the process of the consultation for the People's Manifesto, no, on the Association for the ACI, they gave him their numbers. Said they are taking about 121,000 school kids generally. Now, Kwame, if they have the facility to absorb 121,000 school kids, already double track here, already near year double track, and it's so easy to do. So I'm surprised, the Honorable Chairman Sabusu, bet me I could not simply so I can say, you're unconstitutional. We'll make it constitutional.
Oh, okay. No, they are crack.
We'll make it constitutional. It's in the mesre. More in a Marco launching my manifesto. Okay, course. Even before the launch of my manifesto, more taxi drivers are okay, course now fuel, free fuel. And when you now so no, Obian come manifesto once. Manifesto Mokofa South African consultants so me boamo na moye no. If say money Ghana for ba ko din kutahudie no maye no moko peke South African consultants so me boamo na moye mo manifesto. Manifesto e mo de ba ya na apaska. And the bia atem didie me John Dramani.
But yenti baby I say in drawing up their constitution, no one fast South African
manifesto.
Sorry, manifesto. Sorry,
African consultant.
Okay, 101.
To put up their manifesto together.
What
we say manifesto no crano. Friday, Nado Danko Kufado, Ewo Cape Coast, ATLFM. You be about Cape Coast Airport. Wouldn't the okay say nobody has provided justification why there should be the need for airport in Cape Coast. You know why? Back when going to be here, 1999, Rollins Appraisal, almost year feasibility studies into putting up airport in Cape Coast. Feasibility studies now put here up 2 places are way no. And so why? Professor no said by there was this need for the airport. It was one kasa per civil address in front of the council. Almost some feasibility. See a bit near airport or Cape Coast. Almost the important reports we did by. Let me just share you a few. One, and then they say,
okay,
aeronautically, no, plane, obey take off, obey do Cape Coast, now 10 minutes. Hello, Brother.
Meet you, pa.
10 minutes. It's in ocean the fuel, an aeroplane will burn, take off. So within take off to wait not 10 minutes, no, do Cape Coast, no. In terms of aeronautics, no. And new economics, a beba bra. And two, almost say airline be crackers or bears business now. Said you. the problem is going to be said, won't mean breaking even cry, even in terms of fuel consumption and others. That report exists. And another Dan Kwekufado is aware of that report. And nothing at Oko ATLFM. I buy one of this no so far no who any justification. That night na nama edit manifesto. You do airport in Cape Coast.
Mati.
In any case, which are the two sites now Oma providing in any Cape Coast. The two sites now Omo can feasibility I show you nana a beer in Cape Coast. It is simply because of votes. It is not come sebe. You can say I think a vice president.
Lawyer.
The manifesto.
Lawyer.
One who say no, you're not in talk.
Lawyer.
Yendi or see a bear airstrip airport to Yendi. Odu Pont Tamale or say veterinary way school now. On turning into university. See, the proper manifesto by now communicating with the people. South Africa, the end of the year, Apaska.
Hey, honorable, what can I dream be about me? Say, what about say flight at 12 free Kumasi, at 12 free northern region, Tamale, Eba Cape Coast, and so.
In fact, you do 30 minutes, which is economically for airline for no. Say it is something that they can work out, even in terms of breaking even. Ultimately, in terms of breaking even, the report is there, and a scientific report.
I'm talking about see a bit me a Cape Coast. It is a offer Delta Airline. Delta Airline, who said direct flight from more baby to say JFK, New York.
It's not 10 minutes.
Na minim unza ebesia e fayen Ghana fo no na de abaha na de Cote d'Ivoire fo akọ eti we ne yetimi nya airline na obeti operate obefa nipa e de wo mo akọ bi akomase.
Basically, if I understand you, member faka efiha and cry akọ Cape Coast akọ far flight from Cape Coast to say Ivory Coast. Is that what you are saying?
There be say nkombe operate say ka flight no
I am saying there is an economic model.
Okay.
How much say who movie plane if in crime I could Cape Coast. I take you maximum 10 minutes. It say auto fuel by the time 10 minutes no obey way he can't even break even.
Okay.
So from aeronautical economic point of view, this is what the feasibility study show. And President Akufo-Addo is aware. It's not all call ATLFM no. Lady
they say we are the personal.
No, who any justification. The next day now they are two manifesto. Why are they two manifesto no they are two? And say can say.
Mamibo. Afi yamra issue ba kuna me no nwie kura minister no be court no ne ade ayi yewura honorable Kennedy akompre kwa Japan eja issue bi na woni nsasesem bi wo na nipa kro no call a matter of ex parte motion na judge ne grant interlocutory injunction eja papa bufu kakra mo fa bufu kakra e ma ne kasa no kura chi no waba ababe pachew e wo eye the radio so the same platform so we the can asem no enyam bia no muna munimu mramu ma menhwa de contempt pa no ni history ni sei na emuduro ni sei na sebi se manofom na mia me kaze manofom na masa pa acha no chinchina agizem sa ba court wo biem eti sei enkomomu emramu ti sei
yo brakame we and then make something brief. Wouldn't we say Can Japan? Ninya pa Raphael Japan.
Yeah, Raf, yeah.
I feel me by so because of Raf, main council. In fact, journalists be a premier my so main council because of the relationship me work and a Raf. And we said or non sooner so on the defend the issue.
Okay.
Nti not my so anya dia meka once. But just by way of general knowledge, Sebi, my clients, I go through this contempt proceedings. In fact, 4 years ago, 2016, now me know it's why ye di Muntie 3 and commodity so okay.
Me aminia Mugabe Alista Akogan.
Any, in fact, Akogan any Alista, me any judge law in a defending on Supreme Court. Na okaya asem no buy no. Yeah, my BNI for you almost okay.
Oh yes, I remember.
From that time, it almost started at the chopper. And Sakransa Supreme Court sermon no a buy. The directors of Radio Gold and Nkahuna were summoned. So okay.
Hi.
Ye do courts again. Such opana into a chopper no crash here cry before cry. Ye be do Supreme Court. Now, Brakwame said you even in Supreme Court as lawyers, yeah, say you call life prostrate, a chopper. At the end of the day, you have a panel a Supreme Court a judge for. There's that notwithstanding, almost a convict you almost. A fine you almost 10,000 Ghana cedis. Okay. 4 years imprisonment. In 4 months. That's even that crown. After so much here, 10,000 Ghana cedis. I serve it 30 days. Those days, any people before someone charge a crash say, John Dramani Mahama, ever pardon normal. It may cry pan say, Yami senior.
Lawyer Claire Hamami, was it a pardon and a remittance of?
No, remission. But
remission, okay,
it falls under the broad spectrum of pardon.
Okay.
Because in this case, now you're 120, 3 months, 4 months, more 30 days.
Okay.
So you are basically, even that one cry, you man here to the extent, me are missing an anti to even invoke the original jurisdiction of the Supreme Court to challenge Prez Mahama's power to pardon. Supreme Court decided some matter no, by 5-2 majority. Which my Lord Justice Aide going to change the sentence. And no crown, still people were not happy. Now make those times, the various groups, civil society, Cali Bishop Conference, raised one issue or the other. I thought useful lessons should be learned. We might say, as far as this Canadian Japan as me, I don't want to even comment. But just by way of general knowledge over contempt matters. The whole contempt law is to protect the sanctity of the courts. Because the whole idea of the judicial power, and they say, me and the war, you decided to see a nyasama, the back comma, even incarnated near the comma, yananum. Omudi assembly do baby, nanan bekasi kuhuabrewa, abba, no more the assembly napa. Nako base, assembly di. Now one party, Equa Bontin, and I could not simply so, Edin and Anoma Tema. It's not Ubianco before that adjudicating body view. Into the whole idea of contempt powers, no, if he young connected, Sana, ahimfo, Ebwa, in settling disputes. And who, Emma, contempt powers just to help protect the sanctity of the courts. It's now you're the friend of contempt in facie and s facie. Ebi awaba court, uye dede, judge say ye come. Still, why judge no bet me commit you to contempt. No akase pejo mo. Obi onso why are there now outside the courtroom? S facie. Obi who to say muntie 3 say and see what court them a radio station outside. To say Honorable Canadian Point, a radio station, as fast here. It is just to protect the dignity of the court. The dignity of the court. Now, media, Obia Dimensionum, me, usually I do a lot of criminal defense. I am a bit hesitant.
Yeah, contempt.
And now, idea a bit media Akodem. The liberty. Look, Brakwame, you do even for 30 seconds. What not counter back 30 seconds? Mr. What's not counter back for 30 seconds?
I.
One of who the value of
baby, you want me, Minino. A crow from Columbia, or men and nephew, near to a wee or Mantamu. Did they walk around and now public toilet? It's me chofra. And one much
but more importantly, no, and then they say the conversation, oh, hey, na Jaja, or no, some no, can he sit and adjudicate?
Aha! Mimi Sabia Nipa Krona, Mimi many nya semino, me adversary no, one the science prosecutor.
Aha, one was just asked him no, by during the Munchi 3 matter, say the scandalization was directed at the Supreme Court. That was that time Abu Ramadan Ashemno Ewoho. And so if possible, Ubi for any because then it will look like since the attack is directed at the same court, no. So our court nankasa etna adjudicate here. Ebia na oma beye a bit bias. Now when we say common law jurisdiction is it take its roots in the Odi Aterum Pattern rule and then the Nemo Judes in Casasua rule. There are two important fundamental principles of law. Back on any say you cannot be a judge in your own cause. But the exception to that rule, it is there are instances that if the Awako court within Namansem, the same judge should be able to cite you for contempt for you to purge yourself. The other instances that we are contempt now filing a formal contempt application before a different judge.
Okay.
That also exists. In this particular case, it does appear the judge that made the
Mibo, the we are you can be convicted suomoto no.
The two.
Oh, okay.
Judge the judge no bet me aye no say obet me aka say you come and purge yourself, show cause why you should not be committed. The burden is now on you to show say the maya na here contemptuous.
Okay, contemptuous. Me pa achew akoko na tie ba enkumba wote adwam.
No, bro, kwa me ntina me make achew say me kai ban say yemre e ba our strategy was a simple strategy. Say yede a chopper from BNI sa kupie court. Yan raise any defense, any judge for now impu. Oh, I know my right, I know this there be nana a chopper. At the end of the day, the decision are take here no. We had no problem. We had to go home. Those who had to go to wherever they had to go had to happen. The Amipa say the content powers of the courts are very, very strong. As a private legal practitioner, means it is a contempt.
Wow.
Because when you now raise your voice even in court in a manner against a judge, obey me as for contempt. And you broad any limits.
Wow.
Broad any limits. And what constitutes contempt? A judge no can me decided. Wow, and it's not encophobia advocates is that we need legislation on contempt.
Okay.
Then there will be law to regulate the contempt powers. If Parliament does that, Parliament will end up incurring or maybe eroding into the independence of the judiciary because Parliament itself has its own contempt powers. Now Parliament nankasa and regulate here. Which means can say me in fact Parliament. They will hold me before the Privileges Committee
of Parliament,
and that will be in contempt of Parliament.
Wow.
The Parliament nankasa on regulating the contempt powers by coming up with appropriate law, how that law ought to be used. So it has become difficult for Parliament in this case to pass appropriate legislation as to how contempt powers within the judiciary ought to be used.
Okay.
Some of these things it should serve as useful lesson. I believe in having law provided clear limits. Because honestly, the contempt power is not a broad. Will be a bit fix so at any time.
I see. Lawyer Medaserope.
And the same that's it.
Mesame da se lawyer Godwin Edugita Maclo ni ene atwetwe kono K101.7
OKFM 101.7.